Hi, families of second grade students. I hope you're doing really well. I wish we could be doing this in person, but we're going to make the best of it because we can't. I'm Mrs. Bryant, Megan Bryant, for those of you that don't know me by name or by face just quite yet. I am in my 19th year of teaching. That's really a long time, actually. And so I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about what second grade is going to be like and the things that you are going to want to know. The first thing that I want to talk to you about is usually the one that most second grade families get most concerned about or most worried about, and that is communication. How am I going to communicate with you? How are you going to communicate with me? So I will send home a newsletter every Friday afternoon, and that will be in the back pocket of your child's blue folder. On that newsletter, there will be information like spelling words and memory work, and we'll talk about that in a little bit about what the expectation is. But also, there'll be things like, hey, if numbers, 1 through 5, we are having show and tell on Thursday, or we're going on a field trip. Please let me know if you can drive, or something like that. So, or sometimes we do science experiments. We do a project with sound later in the year, and we need cans of pop or soda for that. So I really want to encourage you to please read that newsletter on Fridays or sometime over the weekend when you get it. The other thing that I want you to know is I will put my home phone number at the bottom of every single newsletter, and you are always welcome to text me or call me at that number. I have a family, so I would say just please remember that I do have a family, so maybe not super late at night, but in the mornings I will be up and I would be more than willing to chat with you about whatever it is that you have that is concerning you. Also, if you wanted to jot me a little note and drop it in your child's folder, I would check folders every morning, so I would for sure see it there. The other thing that I wanted you to know is I will be happy to give you my email address. It's mbryant@stjohnbc.net, and you can always email me with any questions or anything that you need me to know about that comes up. Um, I mentioned before that we will have spelling words every week. We'll have a test and we will have memory work. Our memory work is going to be just like it has been the last year, where the entire school will be doing a memory verse together. So please make sure that you look over that verse, that you practice it at home. I always say I have a captive audience with my children when they're in the car on the way to Walmart or, to school in the morning or whatever. So don't feel like that's not an appropriate place for you to be studying things like memory work. And then also spelling words. Truthfully, at the beginning of the year, the spelling words are super duper easy, but they get more complicated as the year goes along. So it's a good idea to just be in the routine of looking those over. We will have 20 spelling words and 2 sentences every week. If the week has less than 3 days, then we will not have a spelling list for the week. And I'll just make sure that that's communicated to the kiddos and then to you guys in that newsletter. I'm going to look at my notes and see what else I need to tell you about. Let's see. Field trips are a little bit wonky this year, a little bit up in the air. Right now, we're being told that probably we won't be going on field trips, but as time goes on and as things change, if we are able to, we will certainly make that happen and hopefully be able to take parents with us for sure. Let's see. Other things. reading counts is something new for second grade. So we want our kiddos not to just be working on things that they're reading from the reading program, although there certainly are several good stories there. But we will go to the library each week, and lots of times the library has books that also have a reading counts test. And all it is, it's a quick, usually 10-question quiz, and it monitors comprehension. Does your child remember the things that they are reading about? So they just let me know, Mrs. Bryant, I need to take a reading counts test. I'm ready. They should have the book and the author. Sometimes I need to know, like, what year was that particular version of the book published, because the test is a little different. So just have them bring in their book and let me know. They can always take reading counts tests at the beginning of the day if they have a few minutes when they finish their work before we start the next subject, or at the end of the day. We sometimes have about 15 minutes at the very end of the day, and they can certainly take reading counts tests there. I've got a paper for you all about reading counts tests, and I will send that home the first week of school. So look for that. And then, of course, if you have any questions, you know how to get a hold of me. We are going to practice our math facts a lot. That's a big part of second grade. So we're going to very quickly review all of our addition facts that your kiddo has been working on in kindergarten and in first grade. And then we are going to move on to subtraction facts, because by the end of second grade, we start working with multiplication. Another thing for you to know is that we will be learning how to write in cursive handwriting in second grade, which the kiddos are always super excited. So we start the year going over our print, making sure that that's really polished and looking lovely, and then we work on cursive handwriting. My requirement is not that the letters are formed perfectly. In fact, I'm sure a lot of us, you and me, and probably a lot of our parents, learn to form the letters just a little differently than they want the kids to learn now, and that's okay. We want it to be legible, so it needs to be easy to read, something that we can understand. So we'll practice cursive. They'll work on it more in third grade, and pretty soon the expectation is that most things they should be able to write in cursive. Another thing that we do is called Book It, which I'm confident that you're familiar with. So I'll put out, they need to be reading X number of books or for so many minutes, and if they do, then they get a certificate that's a reward for a free personal pan pizza from Pizza Hut. Lots of kiddos and parents really look forward to that. So that'll start in October, and I'll send out plenty of information about that. Birthday treats. So, birthday treats, let's talk about those. We are not going to be able to do treats, birthday treats, at this time. So, for this school year, even though we love your child and we want to celebrate the day they were born, we are not going to be able to have birthday treats. So I'm just looking over my list. I'll send this home to you to make sure that I've gone over each of those things. So birthday trips, field trips, let's talk homework. That's the other big thing that most families and most kiddos want to know about. My rule in second grade is that homework should be no more than 10 minutes for every grade level you are in school. So for second grade, that means that I try never to assign homework for over 20 minutes in one night. Now, I mean assigned homework. So let's say that your child doesn't do their best job during the day at school, and they end up not using their time to the best of their ability. They may come home with quite a bit more or more than 20 minutes worth of work. That's not work that I assigned. That is schoolwork that became homework because your child made a choice not to work on it. And we talk a lot about that. There's a lot of reminders and a lot of help with that. We typically we don't have too many that end up having to take things home. And that's what I'm hoping we would not have to do this year. But I want you to know that spelling and memory work I do not consider homework because that's just part of our regular practice. We will practice our memory work every day here at school. We will practice our spelling words every day here at school. So really, the back part of their math sheet that typically takes just a couple of minutes for most kiddos, that would be about appropriate for a second grader. If they are having way more than that, then certainly ask me because that probably means that there's a breakdown of communication somewhere and we need to figure that out and to solve it right away. I also, with my own children, and I've recommended this for years and years and years, is that 20 minutes is like I said, about what should be acceptable for second grade. So I always say set the timer on the stove or the microwave or on your phone and be available for that 20 minutes. If your child kind of moans and groans or wastes time and doesn't want to do their work, that's no problem. When the timer goes off, then put their homework in their folder with a note that says, Mrs. Bryant, my child did not want to work on this last night, and that's fine. They will work on it here at school. There is no such thing as late homework in second grade because we talk about how work comes before play. So if they choose not to do their homework at night with you, no big deal. They'll simply get it done right away, quick before they go play at recess. It's just the way that has really seemed to work best, and it really reinforces that idea. We get our work done before we go play. We're learning responsibility and personal responsibility. I am really very excited about this school year. I'm super excited to have our kids back in the classroom. I pray that that can continue for the rest of the school year. I ask that you would make sure that you reach out to me if you need anything, and I will be happy to reach out to you if I need something. And I'm hoping that you and I can really partner together to help your child learn and grow over this school year. Thank you so much. God's blessings on your next few days or week as you prepare for time to go back to school again. Thank you. God's blessings.